गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवस्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतविश्रीरसादनम् ॐ महागणाधिपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवत्र्यवतु। ॐ महासरस्वती हयग्रीव 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 यो वदेत् तस्य तत्सर्पे वाणी जग्नकन्या प्रवाहवत् वागर्धेव संपृक्तौ वागर्ध प्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ सरस्वती परमेश्वरौ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय ओम शांति शांति। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य अतिथिदेवो भव। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। आदिशङ्करसमारम्भं शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् तस्मात् पर्यन्तं गुरूणां नमाम्यहम्। हरिः ओम्। सर्वेभ्यः आह्वानं व्याहरामि। अद्य वेदसंस्कृत समिति वेदिकायां सर्वेभ्यः ज्ञानवृद्धाः वयोवृद्धाः सन्ति। ते सर्वेभ्यः आह्वानं व्याहरामि। आगच्छन्तु। अस्माकं सनातनधर्म पाठ्य प्रमाणीकृत पाठ्यक्रमः आरम्भं कुर्मः। सनातनधर्मस्य प्रमाणीकृत पाठ्यक्रमः आरम्भं कुर्मः। प्रथमम् अहम् आह्वयामि स्वामिनीजी सद्विद्यानंद महोदयं फ्रॉम बरडोली गुजरात आगतवती। स्वागतं महोदये। भवती भवतः वेदाशीर्वचनं दत्वा भवत्याः सन्देशं प्रेषयतु ददातु इति प्रार्थयामि।
नमस्ते। ओम हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम शन्नो मित्र शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। हरिः ओम्। Today is very auspicious day. Today is Shankaracharya Jayanti. We are starting this Sanatana Dharma course. I'm very happy personally because we need more and more this kind of the course where we can enlighten our youngsters about our own Sanatana Dharma. Because Sanatana Dharma is meant for the human being. In whole Bhagavad Gita, if you see Manavaha, Manushya, so Sanatana Dharma has to be main course of our life. And therefore, in Sanatana Dharma, if we say, what is Sanatana Dharma? If somebody asks you, we can say there are two parts of Sanatana Dharma, which is called way of life and view of life. Way of life is a way how we live our life, how we conduct our life. And view of life is the reality to know. So Veda is giving us the way of life, and therefore what we need at this moment is that more and more practicing Hindus we need. A lot of scholars are there, but we need to practice that. Morning we get up, we do our Sandhya Vandana, we do our prayers, meditations, visiting the temples. Our practicing Hindus are required. That is called way of life and the view of life. That's why Shankaracharya also in the beginning of the introductory Upadghat Bhashya of Gita, Shankaracharya says, Dvivido hi Vaidiko Dharma Pravrutti Parayana Nivrutti Parayana. In Gita also in the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan says, Lokeshmi Dvivida Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagar Gnana Yogena Sankyanam Karma Yogena Yoga. So Karma Yoga and Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga is a view of life and Karma Yoga is a way of life, and therefore knowledge is there and also the action. In the action we can include all the Bhakti and the Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, Patanjali Yoga. All this thing comes under this Karma. Whereas that's why I said the practicing Hindus are required. And also we need the Gnana Yoga, the knowledge. Therefore, these two ways of life we have here, and we are happy that more and more students will be enlightened regarding this way of life and view of life. Because there is only two ways. There are a lot of people that are thinking there are many ways to gain Bhagavan. That's not the truth. Only Dvividaha Dharma. Understand this. Under the Karma Yoga only all this comes. Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything comes under Karma because it is Karma. Puja also is a Karma, is a Kaika Karma. Patha Para is a Vachika Karma. Meditation is a Manasika. Upasana is a Manasika. And therefore, all these things comes under Karma. And so my blessings are there. I'm very happy that we have this Sanatana Dharma course for 3 months. I pray to God that we have very auspicious beginning and we will have a continuous beautiful classes because we have a lot of scholars. I went through the names and all that. So all the students are very lucky to have such a beautiful scholars to teach us the Sanatana Dharma, because Sanatana Dharma is a Ved, Vedanga, Upaveda, Shruti Smruti, Purananam. Shankaracharya also is known as a Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam. So Shruti is a Veda, Vedanga and Upaveda. Upaveda is Upaveda of Upaveda is Ayurveda. Upaveda of Yajurveda is Dhanurveda. Upaveda of Samaveda is Gandharva Veda, and Upaveda of Atharva Veda is Sthapatya. So all this science, what we call Dhanurveda, or we say weaponaries. Ayurveda is a medicine. Samaveda, Gandharva Veda is all arts, fine arts. And Sthapatya is architect. So this all science also is there with us. And so let us explore our knowledge, our Veda more and more. The Veda itself tells it's the body of knowledge. Veda means the body of knowledge. So let us explore this knowledge and let us find out a way of life where we can have a particular way of Hindu life. Now we are following Western life. Chinmayananda used to tell somebody tells on the phone, hi. And he said, why you are telling hi? Hi means it's an auspicious word. Let's say Hari Om. Let's say something, Namaste, Jai Shri Ram, something here. That is how we have to start our day. That is how we have to start our conversations. So I'm very happy. My blessings are with all of you. And we will be in contact. And Hari Om, Namaste.
धन्यवादाहं महोदये उत्तम संदेशं दत्तवती धन्यवादः. Now I will start with the course with few of my words. ज्ञानानंदमयं देवं निर्मल स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे. With this slokam, our Sanatana Dharma course is starting. And before that, I would like to submit to all the members, August members. There are very senior people are here, very knowledgeable people are here. Jnana Buddha Santi. So I submit that few words of mine before we go into the actual program of the Sanatana Dharma course. Sanatana Dharma is not just an Adhyatmik Vidya alone. It is a combination of Gnanam and Vijnanam. That is one point we should understand. Vedas are of two parts. One is Karmakanda and Jnanakanda. Then Vedas is divided into four parts. Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. First three parts belong to Karmakanda, which is mostly science and the way of life. The second one is Upanishads, which gives the Adhyatmik Vidya for us. So, all religions cannot be equated to Sanatana Dharma. There is a someone feeling all Vidya, all religions are same, all are same, all are same. But this is definitely not correct. We have to understand there is some speciality, there is some uniqueness in our Sanatana Dharma, which the other Granthas do not speak about. Being different from others is not a crime. We are different. We have policies are different. Our way of life is different. We have a particular methodical, moral, cultural, ethical way of life was there, and it is there even today, though it is getting diluted day by day. So in this context, Samajika Vyavastha and Paramatmika Chintana is a mixture of Sanatana Dharma. So being different from other religions, you don't need to feel shy. We can lift our collar and say, I belong to Sanatana Dharma. I will follow my culture. I wear my Telegadharana. I wear my dress at least within cycles of working. Temples, house, and functions, our temples, our house, why not to follow our own code of dress code and Telegadharana, etc., etc. When you go to Samajam, when you mix with so many people, you may have some amendments. But why not within our circle of these things people are not following? Why should you follow Western culture in our private life also? That is to be thought of. Unless you do Abhyasam, as Swamiji told, we will not able to revive our cultural practice, which is being died last 1,000 years. And now, Sanatana Dharma, what are the important aspects of Sanatana Dharma which we got to understand is, basically what I understand, Satyam Vada Dharman Chara Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. This is the basic principles and tools of Sanatana Dharma. And this is to be practiced. Satyam Vada Dharman Chara and Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. These are the feelings we should carry forward to whole human society. And then Sakama karma, Nishkama karma. Saranagati, Nishkama karma. So Saranagati is required to always think for getting Chatushuddhi. Unless Chatushuddhi is there, Moksha Siddhi, Atma Sakshatkara will not happen. Unless Moksha Sakshatkara happens, Moksha Siddhi, Atma Sakshatkara happens, Moksha Siddhi doesn't happen. That's why Saranagati is required. And Nishkam Karma is required for getting our vasanas to be eradicated. So these are another important aspect which people understand. And yogas like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga to be well understood for the sake of Moksha Sadhana, that is Janma Mrityu cycle, avoiding Janma cycle. And then another important aspect is our Adi Shankaracharya has propagated is Advaita Siddhanta. The Paramatma is there in every aspect of our life, in every place. Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaro. In every place, Paramatma is there, Parabrahma is there. That concept is to be properly understood and practiced. And then Karma Siddhantam, cycle of birth and death, it should be properly understood, and there should be how to avoid this is to be properly noted and practiced. Then the main important, what is Jnana? The Jnanam is Atma and Anatma Vichara. What is Atma? What is Anatma? Atma is Paramatma, Anatma is Sariram, which is perishing. Anything that is perishing from Pipilika Brahma Prajantam, everything perishes with respect to time. At one certain time, certain thing will perish. So a Pipilika may die within a day, a man may die within 100 years, and a Brahma may die after Kalpantam. But all these things are perishables. The only Parabrahma Swarupam is only the eternal body that is available for in the universe. These concepts, Atma, Anatma, whatever you see, this is whatever is perish, we should not bother about that. What doesn't perish, for that we should do. We should think of, we should make our abhyasam and practice and see that the culture that has been under attack from last 1,000 years to be revived back. For that, I request all these people, members here, and all the other people through you to strive for another 2 decades to bring back our Sanatana Dharma into on the rails, which is under getting derailed now. I request everybody to have full attention on this course. Very well-known lectures are there now, and I request everybody to concentrate and interact with the people. And I see many people who have got a lot of experience in this Sanatana Dharma are attending the course. I welcome them to share their views with our faculty also and improve our common knowledge, and then go ahead and on this issue. And I will close with one sentence, but one issue to tell you. This 3 months course is only first level course now, and this we would like Veda Samskruti and Yoga, Visayidya Yoga Pit combinedly would like to make it as a certificate course with 4 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. From that, the Veda Vangmayam in 4 levels would like to give the fundamentals to the people so that they will understand in a clear aspect, clearly, and propagate down the line to the next generations. Dhanyavadaha. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to talk from the course directors. Namaskara. Take over, Dr. Babu. I'll ask him to take over now and conduct the program.
Okay. Namo Namaha. Good morning, everybody. Welcome all students. In fact, we may call them students, but they're all more of very learned people sharing their knowledge with all of us. Okay, now we will have our academic director, Dr. Prabhuji, giving his directions. Dr. Prabhuji, can you take on?
Hello. Oh. Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsarishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Dear friends, Swamini, Prabhakar Rao Garu, Babu Garu, and all my participants of this course, I welcome you all. As already stated by Swamini ji and Prabhakar Rao ji, this is a first of its kind course being held ever online on Sanatana Dharma. This is an important achievement. It has been planned for several years by me and my colleagues, Prabhakar Rao and Babu. We have put a lot of efforts to organize this. So I will be covering all the essential features of overview of Sanatana Dharma. So today I will be covering a session on the contents and structure of this course, in addition to the overview of Sanatana Dharma itself. So with these few remarks, I stop here, and after the inaugural function, I will get back to the main lecture of today by me.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Let me introduce the speakers one by one. Lalita ji, can you highlight as I keep telling?
Yes, I'll do that.
Akella Prabhakar Rao Garu. He is the president of Veda Samskruti Samiti and is patron of this course, and also he is just now delivered his speech. And Swamini ji is our chief guest, and she is our advisor, and she is always available to us for anything we have queries. Then we have Dr. Prabhuji. You all know him, most of you. He is the chairman of Vishwa Yoga Vidyapith, Hyderabad, and also is the director in KMIT. He is the doctorate in computer science, and he is the director general. He was the director general of NIC, National Informatics Center. Then we have Dr. Vishalakshi ji, who will be addressing you, and she is the professor in the government college. She's an expert in Sanatana Dharma, and she is the vice president of Veda Samskruti Samiti, and she will be also teaching you about Sanatana Dharma in due course in a very great detail. And we have Lalita ji, is our course coordinator, and you will be interacting with her all the time for the next 3 months. She will be in direct touch with you. She has been very active member of Veda Samskruti Samiti. She has been organizing a lot of events like this, and she is the secretary, executive secretary for the Veda Samskruti Samiti. And myself, I am Dr. Babu. I was in army, so you can see my rank as Lieutenant Colonel also. After that, I was working in engineering college as Dean Academics. And now I'm concentrating on these activities. Now here I am administrative director of the course. I have been, in touch with all of you in progressing the admission process so far. You have anything to ask? First, you may get in touch with Lalita ji, and also any three of us, in fact, Lalita ji, myself, and Prabhuji will be in direct touch with you. Now I'll give you a small presentation to know more about our course. Okay, do you all see this?
Yes, sir.
It is a certificate course in Sanatana Dharma. And no, at that time where I was making this PPT, there were 84 admitted. And this is the analysis by profession. We have academia people who are teaching profession, advocates, business people, bank people, corporate software and other private organizations. And we have doctors, and we have one farmer and government servants, retired and working also. And we have our housewives. And there is one, young girl who is a martial art. She knows martial art. And we have scientists and students also. And also we have yoga teachers. There was 7 of them. There's a variety of professions getting together. So we all get to know each other. And gender wise, we have 40, 44, 40 women, and then 44 men. And then we have age group wise, if you see, we have below 30, 19, 31 to 15, around 31 people, and 51 to 60, around 13 people, and 61 to 70, 18 people, and more than 70, 3 people. Out of the 3 people, 2 are more than 80, and one is 84, the Sharma Saab, and another one is 83, Gag Saab. Both are there with us on the platform. Of course, this is a pie chart showing the division. And general guidelines which are already given in the prospectus, but just to go through, I have shared with you the training program, which gives the date-wise topics, speakers, and teaching material. And then we have prospectus, where syllabus and general guidelines are given. And first, we will hand over the session every day. I'm talking about every day. We will hand over the session to speaker. He will decide how he conducts. So mostly it will be, he will give his lecture. And after that, he will open the forum for question answers. And all these sessions will be recorded and they'll be uploaded into YouTube in public mode. So you all can see that. Even if you miss some parts of his speech and question answers, you can recollect and make notes. And but only my advice is don't depend on this, and then be absent from the course. The attendance is compulsory, so attendance will be taken. And thinking that you will be seeing the recording. If you miss the course, you will never be able to see the record, because that is the psychology of the person. So our request is make it compulsory. Attendance is compulsory. And then we have online exam also to ensure that you have assimilated what is being taught. It will be both theory, quiz, and also practicals. Maybe a VYV also will be conducted. Generally, the sessions are from Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 8. If there is any deviation, it will be told to you to meet the convenience of the speaker and the students. And also we are planning to have the guest lectures on weekly basis from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And also these timings will depend, but generally we will follow this from very learned people on the topics which are related to Sanatana Dharma. And then my request is, while the speaker is delivering his speech, please keep your mics in mute condition. And technically, people say that if you keep the videos on, the bandwidth will be consumed. Though I don't contribute to that, but as far as possible, whenever you speak, you open up your video and then speak to others so that they all recognize you. Whom to contact is I already told you. Lalita Krishna ji is your main contact, and also all three of us, myself and Dr. Prabhu, are always available to you. I have already shared the contact details in the invitation letter. And this is the end of the presentation. And if you see this, this is the invitation sent to all of you. And these are my contact details. These are the contact details of Dr. Prabhuji and Lalita ji. And these are the admin people who are actively working on conducting this course. This is the prospectus shared with all of you. In this, of course, today is the birthday of Shankar Jayanti. So we are lucky to start. In fact, it is planned by AHP Raghavan and Prabhuji to start this course on a very auspicious day, that is Shankar Jayanti. So let us all thank them for their vision and guidance. And you all go through this. This is the things given. So I will not go through all of these things, but only thing is that this permanent identification number, that you all must know. Most of you, I think they are not, do you all see this Excel sheet? Lalita ji?
Yes.
We are seeing it. We are seeing.
Okay. This is the Excel sheet of the people who are so far admitted, 84 people. And this will have, the PIN number. The first column is PIN number, name, gender, and the contact details, age, address, profession. So this PIN number you note down, and whenever you contact us or communicate with us, use this PIN number so that you are easily identified. So this is the one. The youngest is Vivek Gobre. Vivek Gobre. I think I'm taking a long time, but let me finish fast. He is 17 years old and he passed his 10th class and he is doing his intermediate. His sister also is 19 years. And we have a lot of people around 21, 22, 23. And we have 84 years old Sharmaji and also 83 years old Gagji. Somewhere here. Somewhere is there. Okay. This is what I wanted to talk to you. We will be interacting with you more in due course of time. Thank you very much. And firstly, before handing over the mic to Visala, actually, Visala Shigaru should have taken the address before me. Okay, tell me.
One point I would like to tell this is we are blessed with the by the Kanki Kamakot Pitalpati Vijayendra Saraswati on Akshay Tritiya day. This course was blessed, and on his hands this course was released. This I forgot to declare in the beginning. So I am declaring now. This has got the blessings of Kanchi Kamakot Pitadipati, which was the Pitam that has been adored by Adi Shankara in the beginning. So we have the blessings of Swamiji also. I want to submit this to you.
Okay, thank you. And in fact, I have while I started, I just got it to the presentation, but I should have given the mic to Visalakshi Garu. Sorry for that. Visalakshi Mahoday, can you deliver your lecture, please?
Sabhayai Namaha. Om Sri Mahaganatipataye Namaha. Yonta Privishya Mama Vacham Imam Prisuptam Sanjeevayatya Khila Shakti Dharasvadhamnam Anyanscha Hasta Charana Sravanatvagaadin Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tupyam Sadasiva Samarambham Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Our Sanatana Dharma is Sanatana, is eternal, that existed since the beginning of this creation. Originally, entire mankind followed our Sanatana Dharma only. The entire earth mass was ruled by our Bharatiya kings. But in due course of time, the land was divided and slowly different varshas came into existence. And later on, they were divided into different countries. Our Sanatana Dharma was given to us directly by Paramatman, the transcendental reality, through Maharshis. Vedas are the most pious and authentic granthas which contain the entire knowledge needed for the world. Sanatana Dharma is meant for the welfare of entire mankind and all living beings. It speaks about the way of life, how a person should lead his life with all physical, mental, spiritual happiness here in this world and life hereafter, achieving all purusharthas. Sanatana Dharma speaks of Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Sanatana Dharma shows us the way to get liberated from the chain of birth and death. Our Sanatana Dharma was given to us in the form of 4 Vedas, Shruti, 4 Upavedas, Shadangas, Shaddarsanas, Dharma Shastras, etc. That is Smruti Sahitya. And also Itihasas, Puranas, Upasana Granthas, Kavyas, Natakas, etc. Whoever follow this way of life can undoubtedly achieve the real aim of life. Every human being should know the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. All Bharatiyas should certainly be aware of what is meant by Sanatana Dharma. Many of us are not aware of Sanatana Dharma, what it is meant by. Our Sanatana Dharma is not spoken by a particular person. It is given to us by many sages who were the well-wishers of entire earth and all living beings. Maharshis showed us a way of life with nearly 40 samskaras to follow throughout our life. There are many acharas and sampradayas. Maharshis showed us how a person should lead his life from the birth till he leaves the body, from the time he wakes up in the morning and sleeps in the night. All Bharatiyas should be aware of them and lead the life accordingly. But many of us are not correctly and fully aware of it. Though it is existing in us, in all of us, in our very blood since the birth, because we are born on this pious Bharata Bhumi. So we thought that it is our duty to educate our people about our Dharma, Sanatana Dharma, and the Samskrita Bhasha, which is the base of this entire knowledge. Dr. C.S.R. Prabhu Garu, Chairman Viswayoga Vidyapitha, and Sri Akella Hemakanta Prabhakara Rao Garu, the founder and president of Veda Samskruti Samiti, and Lieutenant Colonel Sri Akella Amarendra Babu Garu, Vice President of Veda Samskruti Samiti, in consultation with many scholars, formulated this 3 months certificate course, which is blessed by Jagadguru Sri 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 Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamiji of Kanchi Kamakoti Sarvagnya Peetham. This course would be in 4 stages, one after the other. This first level of course we are starting on this most pious, most auspicious Shankara Jayanti day. It is due to the efforts of Jagat Guru Sri 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 Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya that we all are now living in our dharma happily with peace and pleasure. We should know the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma and protect it by following that. We all should always show our devotion and gratitude to Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavad Padacharya. Viditakhila Shastra Sudha Jalathe Mahitopanishad Kathitartha Nidhe Hrudaye Kalaye Vimalam Charanam Bhava Shankara Desika Me Sharanam Bhava Shankara Desika Me Sharanam. I thank Veda Samskruti Samiti and Vishwa Yoga Vidyapitha for giving me this opportunity. Swasti.
Thank you, Vishalakshi ji. While giving my presentation, I missed one or two things. So one is I was going through this prospectus. Here, you will find the syllabus and the teachers and number of hours given. And these are the resource persons, very senior people and learned people. Prabhu Garu, Vishalakshi Garu, followed by Shivarama Krishna, and then Padmanabha Rao Garu. So these are the things which are already with you. Please go through this list, and then you may interact with them also if you want. And these are our administrative staff, like Vice President, myself, Prabhakar Rao Garu, Swati, Shanti ji, Lalita ji, Ramakrishna Garu, Subramanya. So most of them are with us on this platform today, and Prabhu Garu. And this is the detailed syllabus of yoga and also some other subjects. And besides this, I have already sent the training program also. I think this one. This training program has the subject code and the subject name. Like, you have introduction to Sanatana Dharma now, which is going to follow. Dr. CSR Prabhu is going to take. And this has got 1 hour duration. And then the date is 6th May 2022. Like that, you have, then you have the training material where, the videos are given in this column and reference books are given in this column. If it is a blank, means the particular faculty did not give this, or he may give it when, or there is not applicable for that particular lecture. And then the talking points, what are the points he is going to cover? That is also given here. And then last one is the lecture notes. If the lecture notes is shared with all of you, either he will give it here, or when he delivers the lecture, he will give it, or you make the notes yourself. In the course of time, if you miss some points, you can see the recording and then make your notes. That notes will be useful to you while preparing for your examination. So these are the 2 documents which I wanted to take you through before I hand over the platform to Dr. Prabhu Garu for his lecture on introduction to Sanatana Dharma. Dr. Prabhu Garu, can you take over, please?
Yes. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahita Prajnan Ghanaha Pratyagardho Sohamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi. Respected Swaminiji, Prabhakar Rao Garu, Babu Garu, Vishalakshi Garu, and dear friends, the participants of this course, I am the most thrilled. Mahadanandam Asti Adya, with the youngest 17-year-old up to the 83-year-old range of age, and professional, corporate, and government and academic community joining this course. We will do our best to deliver. We have the blessings and guidance of both the Vyasa and Shankaracharya here. We are touching their feet, and we are trying to start our course on this auspicious, most auspicious and holy day, the birthday of Adi Shankaracharya. Friends, I would like to make it very clear at the outset that this approach we are going to take in this course is extremely scientific and logical only. It is not a blind belief system of a religion which people usually indulge in. Because Adi Shankaracharya was the greatest of the logicians ever born on this earth, who defined undefinability in the concept of Maya, and therefore defeated all other logicians belonging to Buddhist, Jain, Charvaka, and other disciplines. And his date is around 500 BC, 499 BC, as per the traditional hierarchy given in all the Shankar Mats, not 800 AD as given by the British historians, because if it was 800 AD, then the Islam and Christianity should have also been encountered and eliminated by him on this earth. It has not happened because they were not in existence at that time. He defeated all the existing 72 dogmas and perverted thinking processes of his time, and therefore he was declared as a Jagat Guru at Kashmir. I had been to the place where he was declared as Jagat Guru. And after establishing all the 4 Shankar Mats in the 4 different regions of the country to protect and propitiate and propagate the Advaita Siddhanta till today and forever in future, he spent 3 years at Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham, where he established the Peetham itself by establishing the Sri Chakra at the Kanchi temple of Kamakshi. And he also developed 6 different Upasana Margas of what are called the 6 devatas of Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Ganapati, Kartikeya, and Surya. All this exercise of performing Shanmata Sthapana, and therefore he was known as Shanmata Sthapana Acharya. This exercise was performed none other place than Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham itself. And we are so lucky to have got the approval and blessings and support from the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham itself. The Shankaracharya Sri Vijayendra Saraswati has blessed us on Akshaya Tritiya. We all of us have met him. And I am also in constant touch, and I am happy to inform you that we will be getting possibly some faculty inputs also from the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham during this course of 3 months. The arrangements are in progress. And as stated by my brother Sri Prabhakar Rao Garu, for the next 1 year, we will be possibly continuing this program after this first 3 months, going deeper and deeper into the various dimensions of Sanatana Dharma, which we'll be touching today. Let me give you an overview of Sanatana Dharma from my own perspective. There's also a video lecture which is given in the reference there, which I already gave previously. At the outset, I would like to present to you that Sanatana Dharma is a scientific system. It is not a blind dogmatic religion like other religions today. It is nothing but science, more than science. I'll explain you how. Because the Veda, the word Veda has to be understood correctly. The word Veda comes as a noun form of the verb with, to know. That means it is knowledge. Knowledge of what? With Jnane and with Satayam. Both meanings are there in Dhatu Patha of Panini. existence also is meant by with, and knowledge or knowing is also meant by with, whose noun form is Veda. So that means Veda is knowledge of existence. And normally people know that every Vedic mantra has 3 attributes: the Rishi, Chandas and Devata. So Rishi, we know, is the Rishi like Bharadwaja, to whose lineage I belong to, or many other Vedic Rishis who have delivered those mantras. They are not authored by those Rishis. Veda is Apaurusheya. In the state of Samadhi, whatever revelation the Rishi got, he delivered. And Chandas is the meter like Gayatri Chandas and so on, in which that hymn, Vedic hymn, has been delivered. And third factor is Devata. What is Devata? Normally people think Devata means goddess, God and so on. There is no such thing. In Vedic grammar and etymology, Nirukta is the etymology. As you know, the Vedas have the 6 Sangas: Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, and Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotish. So in the etymology of Veda, Devata means not any goddess, but it means a subject, a particular topic on which that mantra or that sukta is elaborating. This definition I confirmed with the greatest of the scholars of Nirukta, and after that my research became more relevant and meaningful, and I wrote papers and books on the meaning of the Vedas as a broad framework. So once you take it as a subject, then what are the subjects of existence? Existence means nature, Prakriti. So the subjects of nature are, we have earth, Bhusukta, we have prana, life, Prana Sukta, we have devatas like Savita, which is sun, and we have Medha, intelligence. So we have both gross and subtle subjects covered in the Vedas. What is science? Science is nothing but the knowledge and explanation of the subjects of nature: earth, sun, air. Air is hydrology, air, water is hydrology, knowledge of water is hydrology, knowledge of earth is geology, and knowledge of life is biology, and so on. So what is the difference? There is no difference. Both science and Veda are addressing and explaining the same thing, that is the nature of existence, the knowledge of nature and of existence. That is, whatever entities exist, those entities or topics or subjects are called devatas. I don't know how many of you are aware of this perspective. This is a real perspective. Therefore, the entire Veda and its derivatives, the Smriti, this is Shruti and that is Smriti, and Purana, all are scientific because they are referring to nature and existence in terms of the knowledge of details of the particular functions and structure and the role played by that particular entity or devata in nature. Now, this interpretation which I am giving, which is my own original, which has been presented in Rigveda conference at Tiruvannamalai some 25 years ago, and it has been approved by the topmost scholars of the world from all over the globe. And I have evidence to interpret this meaning as valid and correct, both from tradition and also from revolutionary approaches. So the traditional approach is by Sayana Bhashya of the Veda. And Sayana says in the beginning of this commentary that he is giving this commentary only for the purpose of Vinyoga and not for the purpose of Ardha or meaning. Because to be able to interpret the meaning of the Veda is one of the greatest challenges, the most impossible and difficult tasks not yet completed till today. Only Vinyoga is given by Sayana. Vinyoga in the Yajna process, which mantra is to be chanted in what context and what is its relevance and so on. Whereas the meaning is not comprehensible because it is apaurushaya. Because when it is a paurushaya, that is a human created statement, the meaning can be clearly ascertained because there is an intent behind that statement made by a human being. But a text like Veda, which is Apaurusheya, there is no specific intent because there is no human being at all in the first place. So there are multiple meanings possible at multiple levels. Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, and Adhyatmika. Now, when we talk of the reality, the modern science is expressing only its interest in physical reality. It can go into the details of the physical reality, Adi Bhautika. Beyond that is Adi Daivika level, and beyond that is Adhyatmika level, which is not understood or addressed, nor of any interest to modern science. So that is the reason why there are so many conflicts today, because the reductionist approach taken by modern science has resulted in divisive tendencies and environmental destruction today. We all know that human being has existed for about 100,000 years. And all these 100,000 years, there was no crisis of survival or existence, which is now arising due to the environmental destruction. Today, the environmental crisis is so huge that nobody knows how long human being will survive on Earth, or how long Earth will be inhabitable. So much so that there are people like Elon Musk who have made plans and gave presentations on how to leave Earth and colonize Mars. He has prepared certain detailed procedures and plans of going to Mars frequently and colonizing Mars, because Earth has become uninhabitable, polluted, and environmentally destroyed. So this kind of situation has been reached thanks to the distorted interpretation of science given by people like Bacon, who interpreted science as a process of squeezing out nature for the maximum enjoyment of man, as against the Vedic perspective of treating nature as divine. Two parts of nature, Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti, which are reflected in the Apara Vidya and Para Vidya. If you look at the Mundaka Upanishad, Dve Vidye, Paracha, Aparacha. So nature is manifest reality of the unmanifest Purusha behind Prakriti. That unmanifest Purusha, who is also Brahman in Vedanta and Maya is manifest nature, is adored as part and parcel of Purusha or Brahman in the Ardhanarishvara concept, is adored and protected and propitiated through the yajnas and through the mantras and through the upasana practices. Whereas in the Western science, nature is seen as a target of destruction, squeezing out maximum possible for enjoyment of man. This comes out from the lack of understanding of the philosophical reality of nature given in our Shastras and Vedas, as against the monotheistic blunders of the modern scientific theories of science, philosophy of science. So friends, it is high time that we revert back to nature through the Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic Sanatana Dharma, how to integrate and propitiate. Now the Bhagavad Gita also made this fact very clear. Sahayajna praja srishva kurovacha prajapati anena prasavidhameshavos tvishtakamathuk devan bhavayataneva te deva bhavayantavaha parasparam bhavayanta shreyah paramavapsnatha ishthan bhoganiho deva dasyante yajna bhavita tair dattan pradayibhyo yo bhunkte steva eva saha. The third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita makes it very clear that when creation took place, both humans and forces of nature, components of nature, the devas, devatas were also created, and they were asked to live in symbiosis by mutual dependence and mutual propitiation, mutual support. And by nurturing, strengthening, and propitiating the devas, the humans shall receive Ishtan Bhoganiho Deva Dasyante Yajna Bhavitaha. All the comforts and all the pleasures can be derived by the humans from the devas, who are propitiated through the yajna process, which is a process of replenishing and purifying, strengthening, and nourishing the natural forces called devatas, Vayu, Jala, Bhumi, and all these devatas. So this is the environmental science which the Vedic wisdom has propounded, which has been projected in the Bhagavad Gita in the simplified form, and in the original form, it is available in the Shruti, in the Veda itself, which has four parts: Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So, friends, it is high time we realize this sustainability process of environmental protection given in our Veda Sanatana Dharma and re-establish the balance of nature, which has been destroyed thanks to the perverted thinking of so-called modern science and technology. And what more, as if this is not sufficient, other big crises have also been started. The environmental crisis itself is a very big threat, the question of survival of human race on this earth. Not to be satisfied with it, they have accumulated nuclear arsenal in large numbers to destroy earth many times in a world war if it comes up. And wars like Ukraine war are coming out of lack of peace of mind, lack of balance of thinking, lack of understanding of universal oneness of Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu or Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It is high time that all the people in the helm of affairs learn these facts, these truths, the spiritual enlightenment through a process of upasana or yoga and dhyana, to realize the oneness of existence, to find no enemy, but yourself exist everywhere. So when there is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam concept of Sanatana Dharma reached, which was the case long ago, only then there is possibility of world peace. And not to be satisfied with these two crises, we have other big crises. We have the character and moral crisis. In India, a country of ancient Vedic heritage, the worst of corruption prevails. And in Europe and US, all the family systems have disappeared. There is tremendous amount of diverse drug addiction, crime. I went to Germany, I went to France, I went to Switzerland, I went to America, I lived there. There is complete confusion. People are more sunk, they are sinking into the drugs culture, where there is no sustainability of a marriage, family system. And crime rules the roost. They asked me in Germany, what is to be done? Because they have given up Christianity long back, it doesn't work. They have approached Dalai Lama. They have asked me what is to be done. Dalai Lama, I said, Dalai Lama is an enlightened person, no doubt. Then they asked me about the Pope. I said, I don't know about the Pope. Because they know too well what all criminal activities the church fathers have indulged in. So there is a big crisis in the world. And in India also, in the name of religion, all kinds of nonsense happens. So friends, the objective of this course is to develop a true scientific awareness of the Sanatana Dharma. And I would like to throw a few glimpses into the historical events of the past. I have seen the evidence in the Upanishads that the emperors of Surya Vamsha, by name Dilipa and Harishchandra and others, have ruled the entire globe. And Sagara's kings, Sagara's sons, Sagara himself. So when they ruled the entire globe with Ayodhya as the capital, obviously the entire globe had the Vedic Sanatana Dharma in place way back thousands and thousands of years ago, if not lakh years ago. Because according to one dating, Ramayana happened more than 1 lakh years ago. According to other datings, it happened 7,000 years ago. So the ancestors of Rama are obviously way back in thousands of years of past. And we have archaeological evidences to show that the Vedic Sanatana Dharma prevailed in all the continents, Saptadvipa Vasundhara. Wherever diggings have happened, archaeological excavations have happened, the clear evidence of Sanatana Dharma having existed in Americas, in Europe, in Middle East, in Australia, or in Japan, or in China, or in Russia, have been found in different forms. I don't want to go into the details of the archaeological excavations, But I would certainly go to the detail of the Saraswati River Valley civilization, the Indus Valley civilization, which was found originally in the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa and later 700 sites, and later extended beyond 4200 BC of Mohenjo-daro to 8000 BC of Bhirana and Banavali near Rakhigadi. I have visited all these places. Clear evidence of advanced urban civilization in Dholavira at 5000 BC with underground drainage system of cities and Lothal dock with international trade, maritime trade, and in Bhirana and Banavali of 8000 BC of urban settlements near Rakhigadi. They all show the Indus Valley civilization is the oldest civilization of the whole world, not to speak of the much later Greek, Roman. The only comparable parallel civilizations were Chinese, Egyptian, Mesopotamian, were all Vedic civilizations. And coming to the Saraswati River, the Saraswati River flew on the banks of from the Himalayas onto the ocean through the Rajasthan and Haryana belt. I have visited all those places. I went to the spot where Saraswati was born. It is called Adibadri on the border of Haryana with Himalayan region, Yamunanagar district. And from there, Saraswati had flown throughout the Haryana state and finally into Gujarat and merged into the ocean. And Rajasthan was also green belt of Saraswati rivers. Saraswati is mentioned. Why Saraswati is so important? Because the Rig Veda refers to Saraswati River as the largest river. Ambi Tame, Nadi Tame. O mother, the greatest mother. O river, the greatest river. And the word Saraswati means both knowledge and the river Saraswati itself. And all the rishis, ashramas were located on the banks of Saraswati River. I have visited the Vishwamitra Ashrama, Vasishtha Ashrama, and so on. They're all in Haryana region. Markandeya, Markand is there. All these spots are there. And those spots have been celebrated as temples today, and tourists go there. There are 350 spots like this in the Kurukshetra Development Board area. And 1 lakh years of continuity of civilization can be seen, 100,000 years. Because near Meerut there is an old Stone Age site. And we know the continuity of civilization in Kurukshetra area till today. The Saraswati River's entire trajectory has been tracked, traced, and is now being revived with water. All the empty channels of Saraswati River are now being replenished with the waters of Sutlej and other rivers. And so much so that even dry lands like Barmer became green with the revived Saraswati River today. And we have great contributors for the discovery of Saraswati River, like my close friend Kalyan Raman or Darshan Lal Jain, and the various other scholars who have traced the course of Saraswati River, and it has now been revived gradually, not to the greatest extent of Rig Veda period, but to some extent, because Saraswati River got dried up before Mahabharata war, and it existed right from Rig Veda. And the NASA pictures of underground water systems showed Saraswati River existing today underground, exactly same as it was existing overground those days. So friends, the Vedas are not myths, they are historical realities, because the Saraswati River, which has been seen by the NASA's satellite picture imagery and Landsat imagery of India's satellites, has confirmed that it was existing in those kind of sizes and dimensions those days. And that goes to 40,000 years to 1 lakh years in past. So friends, for 1 lakh years, 100,000 years, there's a continuity of civilization. There's a continuity of knowledge flow. That is the true Saraswati in the form of the Vedas, which finally emerged into the Vedangas, Upanishads, Upavedas, and so on and so forth. So the Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad, and the Upavedas, Dhanurveda, Ayurveda, Gandharva Veda, Sthapatya Veda, and so on, and the 108 Upanishads, and the 6 Darshanas, Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Mimamsa, and Vedanta, and of course, the summum bonum, the pristine summary of the entire Vedic knowledge, the great Bhagavad Gita, Eko Shastro Devaki Putra Gita. All this will be covered in our course. And we will throw the glimpses into Vedic mathematics and Vastu Shastra and the Samskaras. So we cover all different aspects. It's a vast, infinite base of knowledge. We are trying to just throw some glimpses, some windows into some of these topics and subjects. And to reach this stage itself, we took a very long time. A lot of struggle was there to identify the topics and identify the speakers, request them to speak. And the 3rd month completely dedicated to yoga system. I am the founder president of Vishwa Yoga Vidyapit. I have the gurus hierarchy of great lineage of Bade Dhuniwala Samsthan of Khandwa, and also Dhiren Brahmachari and Bihar School of Yoga. So we have covered all different aspects of Sanatana Dharma in this course. It was a dream. It was my dream for more than 10 years to design such a course and deliver such a course. There are many reasons why such a course is essential, because our own Hindu community people are not aware of what is there in Hinduism. Normally, it is being misled or misinterpreted that Hinduism is a religion, and therefore it is to be compared and contrasted with other religions and so on. Conversions, all utter nonsense, because other religions have all been originated by individuals, a specific founder. He could be a historical personality or he could be a mythical personality created by somebody else. And a mythical personality creates a mythical religion with a mythical scripture. I mean to say, a fictional personality. Now it has been proven that most of the personalities of the founders of so-called religions were fictitious. A fictitious personality centered fictitious text with fictitious and totally illusory dogma, conducting conversions by force. This is what has been happening for centuries, one after the other, fighting with each other, all of them. So Adi Shankaracharya at his time also found all kinds of nonsense happening. He has mentioned it in his Gita Bhashya also, that even for Gita, all kinds of interpretations were being given, not to speak of the interpretations given to the ultimate truth, Paratattvam, or the Vedas. So he has set right things by following a very logical, provable. So I would like to emphasize on an important fact that all different aspects of Sanatana Dharma, or what is normally called as Hinduism, though that word is not very correct, are provable. What is the main difference between Sanatana Dharma and other so-called other religions? The main difference is proof. We have proof for anything and everything, because our entire Siddhanta, Advaita, for example, is based on proof. That is not the case. In other religions, you have to believe that this has happened, this, some impossible things have happened. And if you don't believe, you will be punished, you will be killed, you will be put into prison. This is what has been happening for centuries. That is how the Roman Catholic Church went in the opposite direction of science. Therefore, they had to distinguish between science and religion. And the church controlled the government, so much so that when the government became free from the church control, it has to be declared as secular. So what all things have happened in Europe or in Middle East are beyond imagination. Most of the terrible things, most of the implausible things have happened. And most things are being gospel truths, and they are being implemented in India. And whatever conversions have happened today are happening today in India. Let me tell you, my friends, conversions have happened in Rome. I have evidence with me. There are books, plenty of books available with enough proof that before Christianity, the entire Europe, the Rome itself, was nothing but Sanatana Dharma. And before conversion, Middle East was having nothing but Sanatana Dharma. So just as conversions are happening today in India, they have happened in Rome, they have happened in Europe, they have happened out of delusion, out of thirst for power, because the masses
Sir, your voice is not audible. Prabhu sir? Prabhu sir, your voice has stopped.
I think the video is stopped. Let us
Yeah.
call him.
I think he can rejoin. He has to rejoin.
స్టక్ అయిపోయిందమ్మా.
అవునవునమ్మా ఫోన్. కర్నల్ సార్ మీరు చేస్తారా? ఫోన్ చేస్తారా?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
The number you are calling is switched off. Please call again later. మీరు కాల్ చేసిన నెంబర్ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ చేయబడింది.
I think he switched off and then he'll come again.
ఎస్. ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్ లో ఇద్దరు గ్యాలక్సీ అనే పేరు, రియల్మీ అనే పేరు, వీళ్ళిద్దరు మీ పేర్లు చెప్తే రీనేమ్ చేస్తాము, మాకు అటెండెన్స్ కి కోఆపరేట్ చేయండి. ఐ వాంట్ దీస్ 2 నేమ్స్. గ్యాలక్సీ అనే వాళ్ళు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకుని మీ పేరు చెప్పగలరా?
Can we ask them to do like this?
Yeah.
Rename their names.
Yes, I asked them. I sent direct messages.
Let us do that. You always, every day, you rename yourself as PIN. First put your PIN and then followed by your name. Like, you see this, what do you call, Prabhakar, Raghavendra Rao, 12 KR Raghavendra Rao. You all see that? In the participants list, you all find this name 12 KR Raghavendra Rao.
Yes.
You all see, na? So everybody do that. Like, Ashwini Gobre, she has put 104. Hari Kumari put 021. Jhansi 22, 20. Like that, everybody has put it and they are all coming in one sequence also. So it is very easy for all of us to identify who you are and also take attendance. We don't want to tax you more on doing something else for the attendance. We try to do it by ourselves, but should we find it difficult, then we'll request you to fill up a Google form so that we can track your attendance every day.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, let us do it. We wanted to use, the feature from Zoom, but that has got some other problems. One of our resource persons, Shivacharit Mishra, Shivarchit Mishra is here. He will, take, he's a research scholar at Banaras Hindu University, and he will take, your lectures on Vedas and Vedangas. So probably before the Prabhuji comes, he may like to say a few words. If you are not forewarned before, Shivacharit Mishra ji, can you unmute him? Shivarchit Mishra.
Yes, I have unmuted.
Yeah. Yeah, you can speak now.
Namaskaram, everyone. First, thanks to all giving me that opportunity for this. I will talking about the Vedas and Vedangas as Prabhu sir direction me. I will talk about Shiksha Granthas and as well as Nirukta Granthas, Kalpa Shastras. Even in the Kalpa Shastras, we will talk about Shrauta Yaga, Smarta Yaga, and we will talk in the Shiksha Granthas, Yagyavalkya Shiksha, Panini Shiksha, even as like that, different Vedas that are Pratishakya Granthas. Those people are not connected to the Vedas as well as Shiksha Granthas. We will talk each topic with detailed, and we will talk about the Dharma Shastras and specific Smriti Granthas as well as we will talk about Chandas, because our senior people and Prabhu sir, Colonel Babu sir, everyone directed me that we should talk about the Vedangas, Dharma Shastras, and Vedas. Before that, as well as our Prabhu sir told us how to become Vedas, who created, it is uncreated, it is Apurushaya, and it's become Vidyani Dhatu. It's like that, we will talk about the with good presentation, and in whenever I got time, I will get lectured. We will talk deeply. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. And I want to demonstrate, a lot of people have not changed their names to what I said about pin. You see the screen, but I want to show you the screen. No, it's not this. You see on the right hand side, the participants, if you press on group participants, you will get a list of participants on the right hand side or on your Android also. There
Mahodaya, it's not seen on screen, Mahodaya.
yeah, I removed it, because I think it's not coming that way. So offline, I will just tell you in the participants list, if you just double click or somewhere, on the Android, you will find, rename option. That rename option, if you do, you can do whatever I said. So a lot of people have done it and a lot of people have not done it also. Umaraman Prasku. Umaraman, Anu Gupta, B.S. Gandhi, Vachu Prabhakar. What is the problem? You can't do it? If you can do it, that is better. Otherwise, we have to devise some other way of doing it, taking attendance. Prabhuji has joined or no? Not yet. Okay. So I think we may interact with joined, is it? Okay. Okay, it's coming. Okay. So what I request you is today you ask, your near and dear how to rename this, so that if Lalitaji is comfortable taking attendance, it's okay. Otherwise, we have to find another way of doing it. You see the PIN number, some people say I don't have it. What I did was, I have shared the list of PIN numbers and the list of people who have joined the course in your WhatsApp group, Sanatana Dharma course, just about 5 minutes back. You open it and see, you will get your PIN number. Maybe that is the reason you are not being able to do, that you don't have PIN number. Nevertheless, okay, by tomorrow, you can do that. Is it okay, Lalita ji?
Yeah, we'll go that way only. I'm trying to call Prabhu sir, but somehow he's not getting connected, some problem. He called me, but by the time I spoke, he got disconnected. Maybe there is some problem with this.
Sir is there. Prabhu sir is there.
Oh, he has come now? Okay.
Yeah, he's there. He's waving.
Yeah. Just
Make him co-host again.
Yeah, I'll make host.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm just about to conclude my talk today. It is almost time. Another 5 minutes, I'll conclude. So basically, the course is giving a total scientific perspective. There is a slight difference between science and Shastra. Shastra is going beyond science. Shastra is a well-connected body of knowledge which is provable with proof. And that body of knowledge may or may not refer to physical entities alone, whereas science is related to physical entities. So if, say, Yoga Shastra is there, the system of yoga, the entire yoga darshana, and comprising of many shastras within darshana. Darshana is a superset of shastras, and Ayurveda Shastra is there, or Mantra Shastra is there, or Tantra Shastra is there, Agama Shastra is there. So it's a well-connected body of knowledge based on evidence and proof. So we will be covering some of these Shastras with a major focus on Yoga Shastra or Yoga Darshana because of the direct experiential dimension available in the Yoga Darshana. It is not theory, it is practice and it is experience. So we will be conducting practical yoga classes also. We will be covering various yogangas, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, and dharana, dhyana, and of course samadhi we cannot cover. We expect you to reach samadhi on your own whenever you can. So we will be covering both the framework of yoga, yoga darshana, and the practice of yoga. So the same time is fixed for the yoga practice morning, empty stomach. And we have been very lucky to associate ourselves with speakers like just now you saw Sivarchit Mishra. We are extremely lucky to get a person like him to deliver a series of lectures on Vedangas and also on Dharma Shastras. So before that, tomorrow, we are extremely lucky to have an authority on Vedas, Ravi Prakash Arya, who is the chair professor of Dayananda chair at Maharshi Dayananda University at Rohtak. So he has written a large number of books, and one of his major contributions was the index to the Vedas. So we are lucky to have, he is my very old close friend. Tomorrow he will be giving a sort of a keynote address on Vedas. I will introduce him formally tomorrow. And after Ravi Prakash Arya, we will have Sivarchit Mishra of Banaras Hindu University. I had been there before COVID. I was invited to give a series of lectures at Banaras. I was staying inside the campus and delivered many lectures. There's a Veda Vijnana Kendra there. There is one, there are a number of scholars who are very top scholars who cannot spare time. But we were very lucky to get Sivarchit Mishra to spend spare time for us. And after that, I will myself be taking the scientific perspective into the Upanishads, a few Upanishads and the Darshanas. I will be covering broadly the Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, and also the Mimamsa and Vedanta broadly in the first month. And then, of course, I will be covering Bhagavad Gita, a few chapters. That is the first month syllabus. And the second month, we will go into the specific scientific themes like Vedic mathematics, Vastu Shastra, and also we cover the science behind the samskaras, Shodas samskaras. Our sister, Srimati T. Vishalakshi, who is almost an embodiment of the Saraswati herself, will deliver those lectures on Shodas samskaras. And our brother Sri Prabhakar Rao Garu will deliver lectures on Vastu Shastra. And then my close friend and scientist, my colleague, ex-colleague, Gautam Mukherjee, Dr. Gautam Mukherjee of Kolkata will deliver lectures on Vedic mathematics in detail. Vedic mathematics is a big hit all over the globe. It is being taught in all schools and colleges. It is also being used in competitive examinations for benefit of the competitor. So it is very essential to understand Vedic mathematics fully. And then, of course, the third month is yoga. My colleagues, Brijbhushan Purohit, who is the secretary of Vishwayoga Vidyapith, I am the chairman, and other trustee, in addition to Brijbhushan, is Ravi Kumar. They will be helping me in delivering yoga classes, physical as well as theoretical, to get the complete perspective. So friends, I am extremely happy to inform you that there is no such course available anywhere in the world till today, and we are the first ever, and this is the first ever course to be delivered on the various aspects of Sanatana Dharma in such a short period of 3 months, to get the glimpses, the overview of Sanatana Dharma from a scientific perspective. That is the main distinctive characteristic of this course. And we do have plans of going into the second module of another 3 months, third module of another 3 months, and fourth module of another 3 months, of total 1 year. So 3 months is a certificate course, but 1 year will be a diploma course. So those who complete 1 year will be getting a diploma in Sanatana Dharma. Such a thing doesn't exist anywhere, that too online. It's an impossible thing, is being made possible thanks to the VSS Veda Samskruti Samiti President Sri Prabhakar Garu and Sri Babu Garu and Visalakshi Garu. And we are achieving something which is impossible and which is so much in dire necessity. The main reason is that unless and until our people understand the strengths, the logical and scientific nature of our Sanatana Dharma, they will not be able to withstand or expose the games being played by the proselytizing so-called religions. We have done a lot of research to show that whatever little philosophy they have in their scriptures is copied from our scriptures way back thousands of years ago. From the Rig Veda, the Zen Avest of the Parsi religion was created or derived, and from Zen Avest, the monotheistic Abrahamic religions have derived their theology and philosophy of whatever little value, and the rest is all distortion and aberration and erroneous concepts introduced, which are creating havoc in the world today. So much so that even the Western science was based on the Abrahamic monotheistic thought, which resulted in squeezing out nature to maximum extent for the enjoyment of man, which has resulted in a huge, grave environmental crisis. And again, the solution lies only in the Vedic Sanatana Dharma of the yajna process of replenishing the nature. Not to speak of the only solution possible for world peace is through the yoga darshana of calming the mind, because all problems are created by people whose mind is in problem. Whatever happens inside the mind gets reflected outside the world in the society, and all problems are created by the negative emotions, the Arishad Vargas, Ahankara, Mamkara, Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So how to calm the mind, how to make the mind introvert, and how to get absorbed in deep meditation and realize the self within yourself as the universal self in all oneness. Vasudhaika Kutumbakam, Sarvatmatva Mahavibhoti. So all this is possible through the yoga sadhana and the Shruti Vichara Vedanta given in the Upanishads is a statement of declaration of reality, but the experience of the same is more important than just a theoretical declaration. To say that Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, these are the 4 Mahavakyas. To say this orally is okay as far as the theory is concerned, but to experience it, to feel it in the deepest states of meditation through the yoga abhyasa, dhyana, samadhi is a prerequisite requirement of this validation, verification of the truths given in the Shruti, in the Upanishads. Because we can quote the Upanishads, we can quote the Gita, but the authors of Upanishads have not quoted anybody else. They have quoted their own experience. So therefore, friends, the experience gets superior precedence over plain theory. Lot of missions in India, they have been working very hard. The Ramakrishna Mission, the Chinmaya Mission, the Arsha Vidyapit, ISKCON. So they have all been working very hard to deliver the contents of the Sanatana Dharma to the society. Without their being there, we would be nowhere today. I have also been brought up in the Ramakrishna Math, and I was an operative of Chinmaya Mission. I was associated with Arya Samaj, I was associated with Arsha Vidyapit, with every organization, with ISKCON too. But then they all have their own specific paths, and I am afraid they are not doing a scientific approach taking process. They are doing the genuine delivery of Sanatana Dharma wisdom, but they have lost out, at least to some extent, on the scientific methodology of delivering the same, and also the yogic methodology. So the yogic and the scientific methodology is what is the need of the hour, according to me, and therefore in this course we are adopting that. So once we understand, once the participants understand that Sanatana Dharma is scientific and it is experiential and it is based on yoga, then there will be no possibility of any weakness or any trap of falling into any other distraction or misinterpretations given by the opponents. So we will be standing high in this world, and as it is in the Western world, people have given up the bogus claims of Christianity or Catholic Church, and they have become agnostic, skeptic, and atheistic and scientific. And they were not able to know what is to be done next. So Sanatana Dharma will be the beacon of light for them to take forward. And many Westerners, including my friend David Frawley, they have become the teachers, not only students, but teachers of Sanatana Dharma. And they have been driving Sanatana Dharma in Americas, in Europe. And in fact, there is a statement today that most of the Westerners are following different aspects of Sanatana Dharma, one way or the other. Like, for example, yoga. Yoga is so popular all over the globe. Almost everybody knows yoga to some extent or the other. So yoga is very much Sanatana Dharma. Therefore, all of them are adherents of Sanatana Dharma. And similarly, practices like meditation or like even the inquiry into the reality, scientific pursuit, all this is Sanatana Dharma. Therefore, the whole globe can become the adherents of Sanatana Dharma. Krunvanto Vishwamaryam. This is the slogan in the Rig Veda. So the whole Vishwa, let it become Arya, respectable, and let them follow the Veda, let them follow Sanatana Dharma, which will automatically happen once this scientific perspective is projected throughout the globe. With this, I will like to close today's session, and I will see you tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. I'll introduce my close friend Ravi Prakash Saxena to give his keynote address on the Vedas proper. And before I close, I would like to show you a very important book, which is called Rigveda the Bhasha Anukramanika. In this book, which is written by Dayanand Saraswati, the founder of Arya Samaj, and it is edited by Yudhishthir Mimamsak. And in this book, each chapter gives what kind of scientific topic is dealt in which part of the Veda. Like mathematics, cosmology, creation of universe, or yajna process and teaching process, teaching learning. All the scientific aspects of the Vedas have been culled out in this book. And I have requested Sri Ravi Prakash Arya to adopt this book as the main approach to understand and interpret the Vedas. Because the Upavedas, like Dharurveda, Ayurveda, they all got derived. Like Ayurveda got derived from Atharvaveda. Ayurveda is the greatest, oldest medical science. And similarly, other sciences, they all got derived. So the entire thing is a science of different branches. So with this introductory overview, I close and I take leave all of you. I'll see you tomorrow. I thank the organizers profusely. I have no words to express my gratitude to VSS, Akela Prabhakar Rao Garu, who is like my own brother, and Sri Babu Garu, who is another brother, and Srimati Visalakshi, who is like my sister. I have no words to express my gratitude for the efforts, for the commitment, for the willpower, and for the hard work they are putting in, and Lalita ji to execute this program. It's a long program. It calls for great commitment. So I hope all the participants also will show equally strong commitment. And we are closing very early every day so that you can go to your office or college or whatever. So kindly don't miss the sessions. Those recordings will be available. Attendance is compulsory. And what is more, the final extraordinary feature of this course is it is certified. And there will be examination and there will be certification, which is not an easy task because it's an online course. And Sri Lieutenant Colonel Babu is totally committed to this process of assessment and examination and finally certification. So it requires a tremendous amount of hard work and commitment from the organizers, whom I have mentioned. And it also requires equally strong commitment from the participants. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand anything. Now you will not be able to stand the examination and pass it, and you will not be able to get a certificate. So once you understand the contents by attending the class, you can review the record later once it is hosted, and then you can note down the points. And of course, we are also providing supplementary support material like other videos and other text materials wherever possible, and books, references. And of course, we don't expect you to read the entire book and come back. So, but it is a reference, it is available, and then you will be able to get into a commanding position, and then you will be able to answer the examination. And once you pass the examination, you will get a certificate. It's a unique thing. It's nowhere in the world it is possible to get such an opportunity of getting a certificate for Sanatana Dharma online course. I wish you all the best. I'm sure you are all committed. You are not only very highly enlightened audience, you are yourself very knowledgeable. Some of you may be able to give lectures in our course itself. If any topic anybody wants to give, please suggest, come forward. We will arrange your guest lectures. And we also have the opportunity to have some faculty from the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham at Hyderabad or Kanchi, who will be able to contribute some lectures on some topics. We have kept certain windows open, the research topics in the second month, where we can accommodate some other speakers. And as you could make out by now, the standard is very high and it is entirely scientific. And it is meant for getting a deeper insight in an overview level for the first quarter. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, if now we want to have a very short interaction with the participants of this course. Those who want to say something, or raise your hand so that you will be unmuted. Yeah, can you unmute Garg Saab?
Kanal, whom should I unmute?
Garg, SD Garg. Yes, D Garg. He may be in S. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I have unmuted.
I am actually at present in US. It's 10:30 at night. Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
It's a very, very interesting and good beginning. And I'm highly thankful to the speakers that I am a part of this whole program. I think it's a very, very wide coverage of Sanatana Dharma, which not just is a Dharma, it's a universal way of living, as has been told. And I think with this excellent beginning, all of us are fortunate enough to participate in this. So I wanted to thank the speakers, the organizers, and I think we are fortunate enough to begin in such a good manner. We will interact in due course on each topic as we proceed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Garg Saab. Thank you very much. And you are one of our, very, I think that nobody else, would like to say anything. So we conclude with the closing remarks, thanking Swamini ji for, sparing her time and coming and giving us her blessings and also the message for the development and then other good aspects of this course. And let us thank A.H.P. Rao Garu, Akadla Ramakanta Prabhakar Rao Garu for giving his opening speech, and Prabhu Garu for giving the keynote address on Sanatana Dharma, and also Visalakshi Garu for her advice and message to all of us. Let us thank all participants. In fact, we have around 83, 84 of our people. Of course, some speakers, if you take it out, in almost all students are on the platform today. So let us all thank all our students for participating in this inaugural session. And let us thank our VSS admin staff also, who have put in a lot of work in making this inaugural. Yeah, so let us have now prarthana, closing prarthana and Janaganamana. Prabhakar Rao garu, are you there? Can you do prarthana? Okay, I think there's problem. Okay. Lalita garu, can you open him, make him co-host?
నేను చేయనండి పోనీ ప్రార్థన శాంతి మంత్రం చెప్తా.
చెప్పండి.
ఓం భద్రం కర్ణేభిః శృణుయామ దేవాః భద్రం పశ్యేమాక్షభిర్యజత్రాః స్థిరైరంగైస్తుష్టువాగుంసస్తనూభిః వ్యశేమ దేవహితం యదాయుః స్వస్తి న ఇంద్రో వృద్ధశ్రవాః స్వస్తి న పూషా విశ్వదేవాః స్వస్తి నస్తార్క్ష్యో అరిష్టనేమిః స్వస్తి నో బృహస్పతిర్దధాతు. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. స్వస్తి.
Yeah, 1 minute. Prabhakar Rao Sabi wants to say something. Let us make him co-host.
But his name, it's not in the Mahodaya. I'm just trying to.
Is there Akanda H. Prabhakar Rao?
1 second, I'm just finding out.
I
Yeah,
asked him to-
it is there. He is there.
Okay. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yes.
You are muted again. You are muted again.
1 second, 1 second. Yeah, I'll unmute.
Yeah.
It is a privilege for Veda Samskruti to arrange this program. Thanks for Prabhu Garu, the very renowned scholar in Bhagavad Gita, Sanskritam and Veda Vangmayam. We are very much privileged to have associated with him. And it is a great pleasure to arrange this program, and it is a privilege to arrange this program. It is our fortune to be associated with this type of programs in future also. And in addition, we have got some more ideas are there. If people come forward and associate us, we would like to get arrange some more this diploma course. Not only this, and some more courses which are useful for the country. We would like to organize. That's what the Veda Samskruti intends to, if God gives me life, and if my associates continue to support me and take forward this program, this Samiti. So, I request the organizers to, at the end of the program, to have prarthana. Definitely one slokam. This is Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunattu, Sahaviryan Karavavai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vitvishavai. The slokam and Satyam Vada Dharmanchara Sarve Jana Sukno Bhavantu. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Brahma Tasmai Sri Guru Brahma. This is the closing prarthana for Veda Samskruti. So please organize this at the end of this session every time, every day. And I request everybody to follow at least Tilakadharana, including the organizers, and their traditional dress, at least for the program. Please. With this, I thank everybody. Very great scholars. Gnana Vruddha Bhauta Bhava Santi. Sarvebhyaha aham dhanyavadaha vyaharami. Swaminiji, namaskaraha. Bhavata Asirvadam. And Vijayendra Saraswati Swami Asirvadam. Asmakam Karyakramam Samyak Arambham Abhavat. Iti Bhagavad Sankalpamasti. Tathaiva Agrebi Gacchamaha. Iti Asaya aham viramami. Namaskar.
Okay, with this, we will do Janaganamana and then close the session. Okay. I'll have to
Janaganamana. Janaganamana Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata. Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Ujjvala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Subhanami Jage Tava Subhasisha Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gadha Janagana Mangaladayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He Jai Hind Jai